Into the Wild is the name of this collection, and you can see that there are two pieces, but let me show you something that Heidi has done. So look at this. We'll get in closer just so you can see. I'm going to lift off the belly band, and you see those leopards, and bang. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, there are just so many things you can do with this collection, so please come play with us. Okay, let me show you the first card. We'll kind of let it come in. This is our 6.5 by 5-inch card base. And Heidi has used our flowing ink, which is quite appropriate, the pattern cardstock as well as the solid cardstock as she covered the front of her card. So this is the patterned. And then she went into, this is out of the little book, and she has this piece that she has trimmed down. By the way, the measurements and everything are down below. Just click on the card, you'll see them on the right hand side of your screen. So she has trimmed this down and matted it twice on the light blue and on the navy blue, so as you can see. Then she wrapped the bottom with the jute, and notice that she has multiple colors, and she can do that because our jute comes in lots of colors, so that's very nice. And then she set that aside, and then she went into the silver ripple cardstock, which I think is a brilliant decision because it looks like wives and it just works really well. Now she cut strips, and you're going to want to cut them from the narrow side so that you've got them, you know, going along like waves. And she placed them starting the left-hand side at 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches right there, and then at 4.5 inches, so that they are evenly spaced, and you can see that. So those were attached, and then this piece was foam taped on top, so it just works really nicely. Now, do you see the bubbles? How clever is that? And she used our dewdrops, which are quite perfect. You get lots of different sizes, and they just bubble up perfectly. Now, the For You comes from the Tiny Words and Phrases, and you get black, white, gold, and silver, so the silver is right there. Now, Heidi does confess that she loves to use the bow maker from Hunkydory because it's going to make a bow every single time, perfectly every single time. Now, one of the things that you can get in that little book is that you get two versions of most of the artwork. So you get this horizontal version, but on the inside, you get the vertical version. So you get some options. It works perfectly for the front and the inside of your card. So you can see what she's done here is that she has taken the flowing ink patterned and solid and covered the inside of her card. And then she trimmed down this piece just a bit. You can see just keeping the whales, the orcas in view. And then she went back to our ripple, and there is one piece. In fact, she glued that piece behind here. That way it just is one piece. Then she did this little narrow quarter, about 1/8 of an inch, and then another piece right over here, more of the dewdrops, and then the Tiny Words and Phrases, so the happy birthday. So the silver is just really the thing, and those dewdrops just do a really nice job of supporting what's going on in this card. Clever woman, Heidi. Now, speaking of such, another favorite in the animal kingdom is a sloth. Now, this sloth is very cute, and it is sitting in a center step card. So you can see this, and that center step is made using our center step cutting dies. So that just makes it super, super easy. No measuring, nothing. Now, the papers that she used are from the, let's see, here we go, the Perfect Little Prints. Now, this is a 6 by 6, and you see it's going to have dark patterns, it's going to have light patterns. She's played off of that. It also, she has used the Perfect Little Print solid cardstock. In fact, that is what she used to die cut her card. out of a sheet that is light brown on one side and a darker brown on the other. So that worked perfectly for her. Now, let's get into that sloth. And it is looking like this. So this little guy is going to get trimmed down just so that he fits. So you're going to trim him at the top and trim him at the bottom. And he is going to get glued in the front panel. And she did, I take a moment. She did mat him on the light green, so you can see that, and then glued him down. Now she did add the thin line dazzles. Now this is the glitter set, so you can see the little strips on each side. And I thought it was really fun because this sloth has got butterflies all over him that she picked up our foiled butterflies. Now these are on acetate. They are already die cut for you. So you just pop them out, and you can use Zots to attach them, or you can use extra sticky tape, whatever you like. And she has pushed up the wings and just attached them in the body. So we've got one down here and one right here. Now on the side, you can see that, let me open this up so you get a better look. So there is the tiny little prince, one piece there and another piece down here. Also the dazzles on the edge. And then she did snip one of those butterflies in half and put half right here, and then she put another half on the inside. The little bow is out of the teal and aqua collection of ribbons, also done with the bow maker. Now she did go back into the sheet. Now you get 6 pieces of each of the sheets. So she's got the one flat, and then she cut out the face, and the face is foam taped, and then the nose is foam taped. So you get some dimension, and yet it doesn't make that card very, very high. And in fact, the word high is there out of the tiny words and phrases. Now, inside her card, this time she cut a piece of the solid perfect prints and matted it on the green, put the thin line dazzles all the way around, and then she just took the head, trimmed that out, and placed it in the corner. How cute is that? These butterflies, she cut those out. There, cut out of a couple of sheets and put them in place. Again, the tiny words and phrases. This is the other part of the butterfly, and another bow right down there. So very, very cute. Now we've got some more projects, and pretty amazing, I think. Let me show you. Here is our first one. And I have to tell you, I have never seen this done before. So this is on the front of a card, as you can see. There's an inside. How neat is that? Okay, well, what she did, okay, this is going into the topper set. So this is into the topper set. We've done 2 cards with the little book of Into the Wild, and now we're into the topper set. Now, as I showed you, each of the sets inside has this base piece. It has the printed cardstock, and then it has the foiled and die cut pieces. So what Heidi did is she took the brown area and used that to cut a piece that will fit the front of her card. So it's going to be 5 by 6.5 inches. Then she took the base piece, this piece, and matted it onto the brown glitter. Now the brown glitter is gorgeous, just gorgeous. And so did that. And then she's going to cut this piece of acetate. Now, Heidi used our heat-resistant acetate, and I asked her why, and she said because it is firmer than the individual sheets, so it's got more substance to it, and she felt that's what was needed for this particular project. Oh, something I failed to tell you, in doing the card, can you see how the edges are rounded? Well, she used the Crafter's Companion corner edger, and there's 3 different sizes of corners that you can cut. And so that's what she has used. She also used it on the brown cardstock, or the brown glitter, as you can see. Now, for this acetate measures 7 inches by 6.5 inches. And she did just put it on the scoreboard and place the 7 inches at the top and simply scored it. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 6 inches, and 6.5 inches. Okay, so that's what was done. Now this is the acetate, and you can see that you can fold it over, which is exactly what she's done. Now, you do want to put the extra sticky tape, the 1/4 inch, on the outside edges, just right along the score line. This then will go and wrap around this onto that base brown piece. So after that is placed, then you can attach it to your card, okay? Something else that she did is, because this is the Deco Large, you can get layers. And of course, those layers are accomplished with this piece. Now, what you'll do is you'll take the piece that is the biggest, which is going to be this one. See, the mountains are there. So this is the biggest piece. That's going to go foam taped first. Then the next biggest, this is without the mountains, is going to go next. So that's 2 and 3. And in this case, Heidi put all of those on before she attached her acetate. So just the 3 layers. Then she's going to put the other 2 layers on top of the acetate, but it all matches and lines up. Now she also has this border, and that comes from the base layer sheet. So in fact, there's 2 borders. So one of those is going to be attached again with the extra sticky tape. The extra sticky tape will attach acetate and any very slippery things, just like the butterflies in the last project. Then also this greeting, which is also right here, is going to get attached with tape in the center. So the whole world is yours to explore. And just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The other thing that's going on is she has some crystals, and these are the gold and silver crystals that here we go. Here we go, the gold and silver crystals. So those are going to get attached at the corners, okay? The corners, just like that. So you can see how that, just a really neat. Now, obviously, this is a card that you'll either hand deliver or you'll tuck into a little box or maybe into a present that you're giving. Now, on the inside, she has gone back to this piece. Remember, she used the brown on the card front, but this is on the inside. So again, you're going to start cutting from the bottom, going up. And then there is a piece of the brown glitter. And then this is the second border that is on this sheet, as well as a circle greeting that was on the die cut piece. More of the crystals, and you are done. What a good technique to remember. I'm thinking there's lots of ways you could use this. So nice job, Heidi. Now, the last card is the one that I showed you in the beginning. And I have to tell you, this is a gatefold card. It has a surprise inside, as you saw, but it also has a belly band. Now, I have not seen a belly band with quite as large a decoration on the top of it, but I think it really works beautifully. So I'm going to slip this off and just set that right there, and then show you this again, and it's going to pop out. Now, how do you get this? Well, you simply start with our regular card, and this is our 5 by 6.5 inch card, but it is flat. You're going to start from the left-hand side and measure in 2.5 inches, then 4.5, 5.5, and 7.5. And then you're going to fold them. And you can see I've got V's and M's. This first one is a valley. and the outside one is a valley. Then the two middle ones are mountains. So that creates this base. So it is a gatefold, but it also has this pop-out element. Very easy to make. Now, what Heidi has done is she has gone back, well, she has made this out of black cardstock. So just very striking against the brown glitter, isn't it? Now, this has two pieces of the brown glitter, same size, glued down. And then she has taken the fancy border dazzles and has placed them on the edges. And I'm hoping you can see that because it's really very striking in person. And notice that it's not totally covering. You can still see the black border. This is on the base layer, and you're going to attach the left side of it to the left panel, just like so, because you want to be able to open it. Crystals, the same crystals that she used in the last one are used here. This is the gold and silver. Now, on the inside of her card, she has taken the brown glitter and placed it there and attached wider border dazzles, as you can see, much more prominent. The green comes from the printed cardstock. Isn't that striking? So two pieces that are going to go on those two. And then a brown glitter in the centerpiece. And the measurements are all down below. Now, this piece is on the base layer. So you've got this, and then you can embellish it with some of the die cuts, the foil die cuts. So as you can see, you can just add to that with foam tape. And then Scent with Love, that's also on the base layer right here. And it just works perfectly. More dazzles and more crystals. Okay, now let's get into the belly band. The belly band is about 11.5 inches long, I believe. And Heidi, not wanting to leave anything unused, took the border, cut it in half, and attached half at each end, and then overlap these. Now, when you slide these onto the card, when you wrap this around the card, you want to make sure that it will slide easily because you're going to be taking it on and off, or your recipient is. So make sure that that will happen. Now, I thought what was really clever here is that, remember, she used the green on the inside of the card. Well, she trimmed right around that piece and glued that to, or attached it with the extra sticky tape, again, our friend Extra Sticky, to the front of her belly band, keeping the edges even, the bottom edge even. So it's got a really nice support. And then she foam taped more layers on this. So you can see how dimensional that is. Really, really nice. And then that's just going to slide on, and it just makes a complete image as you begin, but there's also that pop of wow on the inside. Beautifully done, Heidi, and very, very clever. Well, you can see our Into the Wild has lots of opportunities for creativity, and that's just going to work really, really well. We do have a money saver. It is, as always, on the right-hand side of our screen. Heidi has written all of the instructions. They're down below. Just click on the card. The directions are on the right-hand side. You can print them off if you like, so that will work for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, we hope you'll head on over to paperwishes.com. Take advantage of the money saver, print out or look at any of the directions you want. When you're doing cards that have this much going on, it's handy to have those written instructions, and I appreciate that that's been done for you. Well, I want to thank Heidi for a wonderful job in getting us into the wild, and I want to thank you especially for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time.